The long-awaited trailer of Kevin Costner's epic saga Horizon is finally out. And now it's time to break it down and see if it'll meet our expectations or not. So without further ado, let's dive in. The trailer starts with a monologue by Danny Houston's character saying the following: "You and I are standing guard on one of the last great open spaces. These people think if you're tough enough, smart enough, and mean enough, all this will be theirs someday. There's no army of this earth that's gonna stop those wagons coming, little as they're wanted." In the meantime, we see hundreds of wagons moving toward a wasteland. And if you know anything about the American history, you probably know what those wagons are about to do. They're about to settle in the wide west of America and lay down the foundations of today's American society. Now, as a history nerd, I love this. I mean, love this. Personally, I wouldn't get tired of hearing this story over and over again, seeing Europeans migrating to America in the most difficult conditions and all the good and bad afterwards. That being said, I couldn't help but notice the overwhelming similarities between Horizon and the first ever Yellowstone prequel, 1883. In fact, the next scene in the trailer, during which Luke Wilson's character is assisting a woman in crossing a river, I basically experienced a déjà vu. Like, I watched this exact scene somewhere else. And yes, that somewhere else is none other than 1883 itself. "All I'm trying to do is to get as many of us as I can, as far as I can," says Wilson's character in this scene, which is fine. A great line for sure. But like, did we really have to get a scene that is this similar to the ones in 1883? Don't we have any other ways to tell the difficulties of early European migrants in America? I found this choice of Costner quite suspicious, to be honest, and even a little bit heady. Previously, I've mentioned to you guys my suspicions over Costner's usage of the Horizon Project to basically launch war against Taylor Sheridan. Well, this trailer only confirmed my suspicions. While the Europeans migrate to America, the Native Americans are ready to defend their land and protect their lifestyle. Throughout the trailer, we see them supporting each other, observing the ongoing demographic change from afar, and at times clashing with the newcomers. To be honest, from these scenes alone, I can't pinpoint how will Costner exactly handle the issue in the movie. That being said, it seems like Costner put an emphasis and care onto properly casting the Indigenous roles, which is something I highly appreciate. Thus, I feel like some good representation for the Indigenous community might be on its way, which would be great. Now, I know many of you guys have been wondering about the involvement of Sienna Miller in the series. Well, the trailer shows that she's a widowed mom of 2 children. She loses her son in a home invasion and is being left alone with her daughter, which starts her journey. It's not clear when exactly her story will cross paths with Costner's character, if ever. In fact, after watching the trailer, I started to be suspicious that this movie will only set up multiple different storylines, with none of them merging together. And then, in the upcoming movies, we'll see how these stories will align and everything makes sense. At one point in the trailer, we see a flyer that advertises Horizon, defining it as the richest land with pure and abundant water. I'm assuming that it refers to the town of Horizon City in Texas today, but correct me if I'm wrong, please. So we will probably discover the misleading hope that Horizon presented at the time, and how things have changed over the past 200 years in the region. Now, up until this point, the trailer was perfect in my opinion. An epic Western story that we have all been craving for since the success of Yellowstone. Unfortunately, though, I have one criticism over Costner's character and his supposed love interest. First of all, Costner dyes his hair and mustache to a dark gray in the movie, which is fine, I guess. But it's clear that he's attempting to pass as his younger self, rather than the 69-year-old man that he is today. I wouldn't have any issues with this whatsoever if I didn't see him being with a woman who's basically 30 years younger than him. His love interest in Horizon is Abby Lee, who's 36 years old. I mean, come on, you guys! I know some of you hate to see Costner being criticized, but I have to be objective here. This is not normal, nor should it be normalized. Not gonna lie, it gave me the biggest ick. And I don't see why Costner would make such an absurd casting choice for his love interest. I sense major John Wayne vibes, which is great when it comes to westerns, but horrible when it comes to actresses that he chooses to act with. At the end of the movie, Jamie Campbell Bower's character refers to Costner's character as a bad man. Perhaps Costner's character will actually be a bad man, which would explain all these interesting choices. But as a longtime Costner fan, I know for sure that Costner would not write himself a role that would tarnish his reputation. So yeah, I doubt he's actually a bad man. But what do you think? Did you enjoy the new trailer for The Horizon? Which parts did you like? Which parts did you hate? Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. Meet me in the comments and let's have a discussion on Horizon together. If you'd like to know more on Costner, click on the video on screen. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next one.